This whole week, I've honestly been in a mental slump, but that stops right now at 5:38 a.m. So here's my morning routine. For an hour, I kind of just do like self-care. What I do is I first read my master vision, and I think this morning I'm literally gonna read my master life vision like 6 to 8 times. So my master vision is pretty much an absolute life manifesto legacy of like where I wanna be, you know, in the next year, 5 years. Like if you wanna learn more about the master vision, and DM me on Instagram, master vision, and we'll talk about it. The reason why I really need to read this like 6 to 8 times today, like this morning, is because I've literally been in a rut. I just feel my drive going down, like my period is coming soon, so I don't know if there's like some type of correlation there, but I can literally sense myself like caring less about like my mission and my life's purpose. So I'm gonna do a 10-minute meditation practice right now. You breathe through one nostril and then switch to another. Like it's like a breathing exercise. I'll show you guys. You breathe through one nose, switch, and then breathe out. After my meditation, I headed into a prayer session, and once I finished my prayer, I started my deep work session. Once I finished my deep work, I then put on an outfit for the day. I actually had some time left over after getting ready to continue working, so I hopped back onto my laptop. I've been doing deep work for the last 2 hours. It's like 8:30 a.m. right now. I made some eggs. Guys, I'm really excited for my workshop today. So that was what I was working on in my deep work session. So I'm hosting a live workshop on how to stop procrastinating in high school. I was just preparing my slides for the workshop. I've never hosted like a live workshop with subscribers before. So I'm kind of nervous, but I'm really excited. Like I just trust it'll work out. I mean, I love making YouTube videos and stuff, but I really think that long form content and like teaching is where you can get like the most transformation in people's lives. Now we're back to work. Just up on the treadmill. Gonna move on to the Stairmaster now. I've not done the Stairmaster in like months. After hitting the gym, I needed to get ready for my live workshop on Zoom. Also, here's a chat about how I've been feeling recently as I exit this rut. I think recently I've been feeling a lot more just conscious, like in my being. More just aware of like how I'm feeling, and I can definitely tell that I don't really know what to expect for today. So the intention of the workshop is to provide a ton of value on how to stop procrastinating in high school, but the main objective is to enroll girls into my high performance student program. So there is kind of pressure in that, like setting expectations, but I think just like as a philosophical rule, setting expectations really does make us miserable, and to a certain extent I feel like it's really important to set expectations for the business. I obviously want to enroll thousands of girls into this program because I think it's genuinely going to change their lives, but since the workshop is literally starting in like an hour, I don't need to hold these expectations over my head, and I can simply just be present in the workshop and try to provide as much value as I possibly can, you know? I'm reading my master vision now. The live workshop on Zoom went so well, guys. I've never done a live masterclass type event with you guys, so I was nervous, but the girls on the Zoom got so much value from it, so I'm definitely going to do another one in the future. It's 8 p.m. unwinding by reading The Alchemist to set myself to sleep. I'm so tired today. I just know that I'm gonna be able to do work so much better tomorrow morning, so I've decided to go to sleep early. Unwind with a thought-provoking book. The Alchemist is a fictional book, but it really talks about your dreams, and it's kind of like a self-help book as a fiction book. I definitely recommend it, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. I decided to move my morning routine to 4:30 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. The ideal morning routine for me would be from 4 to 5 a.m. do self-care, and then from 5 to 7:30 do deep work, but it's been really hard for me to just cold turkey go to 4 a.m. So I'm gonna slowly shift to 4 a.m. I'm gonna start the day off with a meditation. Had my breakfast, and I'm currently just finishing up my last bits of work. I realized I actually have like a school assignment that's due today, so I just completed it now. This weekend I completely just put my focus on the business, so to be honest did not check my Google Classroom at all. But since I got a lot of work done on Friday, I didn't actually have that much to catch up on now. Now I'm just gonna change it to some gym clothes so I can go on a run before school starts. Recently I haven't really been doing long gym sessions, but I've instead just been going on runs because it's a really just efficient way to get an intense workout in. I really don't want to wear leggings because I don't know where my shorts are. I actually found a perfect solution to not being able to find my shorts. I'm just going to wear my sister's shorts. Let's just normalize stealing each other's clothes. heading on my run. Gonna run for 30 minutes today, so I'll see you guys in 30. Hey Siri, set a 15-minute timer. 15 minutes down, 15 minutes to go. After my quick run and playing with Charlie, I headed to another day of high school. Now this is me after school. Today has been a packed day. So I finished just like planning out some future YouTube videos, and now I'm going to do a study session. So I've actually like invited my friend to a Zoom meeting for this study session. To be honest, recently I've been not super accountable with my studying. Like I just feel like when it comes to actual scheduled meetings with people, or if I'm gonna hang out with a friend, I'm always on time, right? Like I'll make anything happen to be on time. But then when it comes to like a personal meeting with myself to study, I just like make excuses, you know? So I was like, let me turn my study sessions into meetings with people. I feel like keeping the promises we make to ourselves is so dang important. I feel like I'm really good at keeping promises I make to other people, but I need to value the promises I make to myself to the same extent. Chemistry, fun, fun, fun. Okay, getting out of a rut Q&A. Let's cue this up. How to get the motivation when you've been in a rut for months. Oh my gosh, this is tough. Once you kind of notice that you're in a rut, it becomes a mental cycle. It's almost like being aware of it almost makes the rut worse. And I would definitely say when it comes to getting out of a rut that you've been in for months, really clarify what it means to get out of the rut. Sometimes I think we just generalize like, I want to get my life together, right? But we set these impossible goals for ourselves that are so general that we constantly feel like we'll never meet them, and our brain can only process tasks that have a clear like start and finish, and like we can do it. So if your goal is to get out of a rut, but you haven't defined what that means, your brain is not going to feel like that's possible. I would definitely recommend literally tomorrow, just ask yourself, what would it look like for me to move forward today and get out of this rut? Do you get into ruts often? If so, how do you get out of one every time? So I would say I probably have a rut like every 6 weeks, and when it comes to getting out of them, I feel like it's just not freaking out. Literally this whole thing is just a psychological thing. If you freak out, like let's say you're like, oh my gosh, I feel myself getting into a rut, like what am I gonna do? Just the freaking out kind of like makes the rut more real. Pretty much the more you're like, I'm consciously in a rut, the more freaked out you're gonna be and the more stuck you'll feel. So for me, it's just accepting that I kind of just have waves throughout the weeks, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going into like burnout mode. I feel like because burnout is like very commonly talked about on social media, I feel like every single time we feel an ounce of discomfort, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm falling into burnout. But I actually think it's very normal as humans in our human condition to feel those ruts, you know? Faves things to do to help get out of a rut. My favorite thing to do is go into my notes app and write down literally a list of things I'm gonna do every single day until a specific date to get out of the rut. Again, with the whole goal of getting out of a rut, it's just too general. So we need to clarify for ourselves what it means to actually get out of a rut. So I put on my lock screen a specific like monk mode protocol I'm gonna do every single day until school ends. So 10K steps per day, follow my time block after school to the T, to the best of my ability, and also take 10 sales calls per week for my coaching business. So really defining those keystone habits, it just makes me feel mentally refreshed. And it makes me just remind myself of like, oh, I have weeks to progress. Let me just not focus on the past. How do you start all your good habits again? I would definitely say to start small, but when it comes to being in a rut, I really recommend like just trying not to fall out of your habits, but to decrease your activity within them. Let me describe what this means. So when you're in a rut, I don't think it's good to like force yourself to do all your habits 100% depending on what type of rut you're in, but I would still recommend being consistent with them. So let's say you normally do a 60-minute workout. In your rut, just try to do a 15-minute workout every day. So you're still consistently engaging in that activity, but just not to the extent that you were before. So then once you're out of that rut, it's not like, oh my gosh, my good habits have completely left me. Those are all the questions I'm gonna answer about ruts. What really helps me also get out of ruts is just having like a monthly reset routine where I reset my goals, like get my nails done and stuff. So I'll go see you guys actually on my monthly reset routine video. I'll see you guys there.